go ahead and get started. Thank you for coming. My name is Stephanie Bunting. I am the marketing manager for Westminster Fibers and Free Spirit Fabric, and it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Tula Pink.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Are you lost? You mean to be here at this moment? Oh, Gina. Yeah, see, it's dangerous when I actually know you outside of this room because I call you out and it's embarrassing. So, I'm super excited here to talk about Chipper, my very most newest fabric collection for Free Spirit. And what I really want to talk about mostly, hold on one sec. So again, just like if you were familiar with the catalog I did for Eden last market, this is going to be largely the same thing. Did anybody go on after when Eden shipped to stores and actually download the catalog and use it in your stores? Was that helpful, hopefully? Yes. This one will be posted online also, so the new catalog, these products, the one you have in your hand, we will be posting a digital version of this online. So essentially everything I talk about here today, you'll be able to access that information for your stores. You can print out pages, you can use it on your website, you can take the artwork and make postcards, whatever you need to do, whatever you need to use of our digital version of this catalog, you can use to promote the collection in your stores. Also in here, you'll have your, the free pattern is in the catalog also, because I always used to promise patterns and then forget to deliver them. So I've decided to deliver them up front so that you all will start trusting me again, hopefully very soon. But I'm really excited about Chipper. So you're kind of, if you've been with me for a while, you know how I sort of attack this fabric thing. It's a continuing narrative for me. So I'm always trying to give you something new to follow up what came before. So last 5 months ago, when we were all sitting in this room talking about a new fabric line, we were talking about Eden, and it was wild and over the top and really saturated. And so it was my plan to really follow that up with something a little bit softer, a little bit more feminine, and sort of give you a contrast to Eden while still staying within the world of Tula Pink. So, and you'll notice Julie Herman of Jaybird Quilts made almost everything that you see up here today. But she made a bunch of the quilts for me, and one of the things she did in one of her quilts was actually mixed Eden into Chipper. So I'll show you how that works too, which is actually really, really cool. You want to hold that up? So Chipper is about, it's fun, it's elegant, it's refined within the world of Tula Pink. Oh yeah. Orange at the top, because you can't see the quilt if it's upside down. So if you look in the sort of the bottom left corner, which could also be the top right corner depending on how it's oriented, there's some Eden mixed into that, which is super cool. So it's not, and as much as Chipper is a new collection with a different vibe and a different attitude, it will still work back into previous collections. And what I've also included here in your catalog is all of your, so you have all your SKU numbers for Chipper, but then you also have all of your coordinating true colors and the coordinating wide backings that go with each colorway. So if you combine all 3 colorways, your true colors and the free fall wide backings are all going to work right into this collection just like they did with Eden, but in a different way, because it's a different color palette, sort of. It's different to me because I see it every day. I always think I'm doing something really different, totally new that I've never done before, and then I put it on the shelf and realize that it matches with everything I've ever done. So at least I'm consistent. And that's really important for a person. But 3 Chipper colorways. So we have the sort of pinks and oranges and vibrant aquas. So this is going to be what I consider the warm palette. So this is our warm colorway. So lots of hot pinks. We've got some really great true reds, and the true color reds work in beautifully with this colorway. And if you're really familiar with my fabrics, you know I don't do a lot of red, so it surprised me too. You know, these things take on a mind of their own. But what I've tried to do is sort of make like, it was like, for me, like a fine English country house, but my version. So you have sort of your, you know, your ticking stripes and like your small woven prints, you know, if you're more of an eclectic English lord. And you have your florals, and of course this for me is like sort of like a chinoiserie. I don't know exactly how to say it, so if it's wrong, like, just don't tell me. I like ignorance. It's a blissful place to live. And then we have, which actually Cameron has dubbed this print Cozy Boy. This is the napping fox print. And in your catalog, I have printed the story of Chipper and his little adventure through his magical forest where he lives. It's the tedious tale of a chipmunk named Chipper. If you read it out loud really fast, it's super funny. I've done it a lot, and I'm not going to do that here because we don't have that kind of time. But what's really important about this collection, Chipper, that I'd like to talk, other colorways, duh, sorry. So this is my sort of neutral color palette. So the greens, the aquas, the grays, this is going to bridge the warm colors to the cool colors. So you actually do get sort of a soft spectrum all the way through, but you also have really identifiable colorways. So for those that are less adventurous with their color, you know, the customers that just want things to match, just give me things that match exactly and I'm happy. You've got your individual colorways. And then for those customers who are a little more adventurous that can pull out, I need those back before you start passing around. Sorry, Cam. For those that are a little more adventurous, these colors are going to bridge your warm and your cool. Oh, it's down there somewhere. But so there's one color from each colorway that's carried over into the next. So for this, so starting here with the warm palettes and the pinks and the reds and the aquas, and then going into your neutrals, or what I call neutrals, this is pretty neutral for me. You also have your reds and your oranges are pulled in here too. And so that's your bridge from one collection to another. It's also in this piece. You have your orange pulled in. And then in our napping fox Cozy Boy, you have some orange and red in his tail. So those are the oranges and reds being pulled in from here. And then the aquas and greens are pulled into the cool color palette. Now these can travel. And again, you have some of the red, some of the aqua, some of the raspberry colors pulled in. So it's designed to stand alone as individual colorways, but also very much designed to bridge one colorway to the next. So I've made sure that in the samples we've shown you by colorway. In Jaybird's, it's like that's your name. In Julie Herman's 3 quilts, chopsticks quilts, she was nice enough to very, very speedily make up her chopsticks quilt, one in each colorway. So you can see how all the colorways work individually. And then on the end is the free quilt pattern that's in your catalog that uses all the colorways. So between the solids, the true colors, the free fall backing, it's a small, concise collection with no fat on it, so there aren't pieces. I wanted to give you a smaller collection because I've been throwing a lot at you lately. And so I wanted to give you a really small, small for me, concise collection. So there's very specific pieces in it that serve very specific purposes. You have your large focal prints, you have your medium scale prints, you have your non-directional sort of floral print that bridges everything together. You have your small geometric and your stripe, which in my head, all stripes go on bindings all the time. That's why stripes exist, for bindings, right? Right, oh, that was a very enthusiastic gift. I like that, thank you. We'll hang out, we'll go bowling later. Very cool. So we have a couple of really cool things. One of the cool things about Chipper that I've finally been able to do for like the first time ever, so I do a lot of different products and I try to keep them all connected, but they're all with different companies that all sort of come out at different times, and I can never really sort of wrangle them all in together. And for the first time in the history of my entire life, I've been able to wrangle everything together. And I only talk about the supporting products in an effort to talk about how they support the fabric line. The fabric is the core. The fabric is the heart of everything I do. And everything else just points to it. Has anybody seen my coloring book yet? Hey. So the back of the coloring book is actually our fox print, our cozy boy, is on the back of it. And so when I'm thinking about these things, I'm thinking about display purposes. Because it's how do you take, in a store, how do you take another fabric line and differentiate it from other fabric lines that you have in your store? You know, you try so hard to give each collection that you bring into your shop a personality and a place to live and a reason to be there. And I know, because I grew up in a quilt shop, that you can't do it for every single line. There's just not enough hours in the day. So I'm really trying hard to make sure that all these supporting pieces do that for you. So this is the same piece. Can you put that purse right there? The one that matches it, yeah. So the coloring book coordinates with the fabric, which coordinates with the ribbons from Renaissance, the woven ribbons, so they're the exact same prints that are in the pieces, or in the fabrics, which coordinate with the threads that we don't talk about for very long because this room is paid for by coats. And which also brings me to the last coordinating piece of the puzzle, which is the brand new Tula Pink hardware. And what I'd like to point out is that the packaging is all elements pulled from Chipper. So all the packaging elements are going to fit right in with your fabric displays. So for the first time ever, we've been able to wrangle every single product into supporting the fabric line all at the same time. A lot of times we're like one line behind or one line ahead, and this time we're actually all on board. We're all across the board. We can create killer displays with all these products. And an example of that, maybe not, I might not have gotten to it yet. But so like in this Place for Everything bag that's designed by Patterns by Annie, which is what I normally carry all of my sewing junk in that I use on airplanes, and I stab people when they cross over that little bar thing that says between seats. But so all of the things together, you know, the threads coordinate with the fabric, which coordinates with the scissors, which coordinates with the ribbons, which goes with the bundles. I mean, you can really blow out a display in a huge way. And even online, you can make, if your store is not a physical store, you can even really make a fully curated page of products that all work together, which was the goal. So I think we kind of achieved that, hopefully. Well, I think we did. You can make up your own mind. Let's see, what else we got in here? We have so much stuff going on right now, people, that we should probably just hang out here for a couple hours and just go over all of it. We have a great dress up here on the dress form that was made by Sarah Lawson, who's introducing a garment pattern sewing line. SewSweetness, SewSweetness.com. So she's introducing a garment pattern sewing line. We all know I don't make clothes. No measuring of this, ever. We have the 3 quilts that Julie Herman helped me out with, including the 4th quilts. The 4th one will be in your booth, right? And what is that pattern called? Boomerang. Awesome. So she also made the boomerang pattern out of the True Colors, Chipper, and a little bit of Eden, which is awesome, showing how those cross over. And all of this information is in your catalog, and I really tried to. I put everybody's booth number on the catalog this time, because I actually had them in time. And there are cats all over your shirt, and I just noticed that, and that's hilarious. Does anybody have any questions so far? Yes?
What was the name of that bag you take on the airplane?
The bag I take on the airplane, the stabby bag. This is called A Place for Everything. It's from Patterns by Annie. And she's a delightful lady. You'll enjoy meeting her. And then all of the bags up here are from SewSweetness. All of the other bags are from Sarah Lawson at SewSweetness. Yes? No, those are all Free Spirit solids. The question was about the solids that are worked into the quilts on the end. They're all Free Spirit solids, and they are listed on this page of your brochure right here. Those are the coordinating solids that go with chipper on the pattern here, and then on the actual pages of the fabrics, I've listed all the coordinating true colors and the coordinating free fall. Any more questions? All right, what time are we at? I'm like racing here. We got another 15, sweet, because we've got stuff to give away. Oh, what? Yes.
Do you have a pattern to go with your timeless collection in here?
I do not have a pattern to go with the timeless collection.
Any suggestions?
I mean, anything. They work really great with the true colors. I mean, you could do the pattern that's in here with them quite easily. They're basically a spectrum. The question was about the timeless fabrics. Do I have a pattern to go with those? And those were a surprise, so I don't. Surprise fabric! But you can use the true colors to really fill those out. And the timeless fabrics are just like, it's sort of like, we like to think of it as sort of a hall of fame. They're prints that people keep asking for and keep buying, so we're gonna just keep delivering them. So these are things that you can work in with future collections. You can use them to work into true colors and make them part of sort of a color wall, because you all have Tula Pink color walls in your stores, right? Duh, right, okay. So, did we get everybody's business cards? See you on the market floor. Have a great show.